Hello, everybody, and welcome to From the Kitchen Table. I'm your host, Robert Sarazin Blake. Happy to be here every Sunday bringing you songs, stories, guests, and requests, along with my associate, David Penderlofgren, on my right.
Happy to be here.
And what can we say? It is a beautiful night here in the most northwest corner, the most northwest city, the most northwest state in the lower 48th. It's crisp, it's clear. There's the last bits of light kind of sort of hanging on out there, but we're falling into the winter. It is fully winter. We're in winter. It's December, and it's chilly, and we have a great show tonight for you. David, who is the guest tonight?
Well, let's see. Let me get myself back on camera. Guest tonight is our buddy, mandolin virtuoso, Jacob Joliff, coming all the way from Brooklyn, New York.
Yes, originally from Oregon, but lives in New York and has made quite a life for himself as a man on the mandolin. And we are flattered and honored to have him play with us occasionally and be our guest. And he was in our band along with us at the 2020 Jamboree. It's a real pleasure to play music with this Jacob Joliff, and pleasure to hear what he's been up to. So before we get into the music, we will light the candles. We are deep into this pandemic. I read, I believe, 5 million deaths due to COVID. So we want to light a candle to celebrate the life of all those who have been lost. And they are remembered. And we light a candle for all the suffering, for the family members of those who have lost people suffering loneliness and financial instability and just suffering because it's been a drag. And that's okay to say it because it has been. We're fine the silver linings, but it's been a drag. We light a candle for that. But we always light the third candle because there is reason to be grateful for things in this life and reason to have hope that it'll get better. And I'm grateful we have the show this evening with yourselves joining us. So thanks for being here at the kitchen table. We will be charging through December, and next week Steve James is our guest. And then we're going to be getting ready for the Christmas Eve show, December 24. You can find us. But hey, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get into this show right now. It is the 5th of December. That means it is the birthday of our bandmate Lee Falco, all the way from Marlborough, New York. Lee is the drummer on my record Recitative. And it was 7 years ago I had the absolute pleasure of celebrating his 21st birthday there in New York, and I think we went over to Poughkeepsie and had an absolute blast, but I'm not sure if it was Poughkeepsie or Rhinebeck. No, it wasn't Rhinebeck, but it was somewhere there on the Hudson River, and he had his first legal drink, and I got to be part of that experience, so we want to say very happy birthday to Lee. Can't wait to get back to the East Coast and play some music with Lee and the gang. So I'm going to do a Lee Falco song for you to kick off the show. Staying uncertain, closing the curtain, retreating, yet I don't know why. My insides refraining, 'cause times have been straining. I'm struggling to get by and by. Aware of surroundings, which feel like a foundling who's worth more dead than alive. What can you do when you need to survive? Change on a dime. Pennies on a dollar, put on a choke collar. Let me out with the flies. I'm bitter and cold, eating food that's grown old. I feel like I blew that second verse and I want to do it right for Lee. Let's try it again. Pennies on a dollar, put on a choke collar. Let me out for the flies. I'm weary and washed up. My soul's been coughed up. Too many nights in the sky. If I hitched to ride north, I would be off course, but it's better than waiting to die. What can you do when you need to survive? Change on a dime. Go on and change on a dime. Go on and change on a dime. What can you do when you need to survive? Change on a dime. Well, I need to repent, spend my 2 cents, burning a hole in my jeans. I'm bitter and cold, eating food that's grown old, aching and rips in my knees. If I was the captain, this wouldn't have happened. I'm a cog in a machine, one who's withered and died on an uphill climb. Change on a dime. Go on and change on a dime. Go on and change on a dime. What can you do when you need to survive? Change on a dime. Go on and change on a dime. Go on and change on a dime. What can you do when you need to survive? Change on a dime. Thank you, Lee Falco, for that great song, and a very happy birthday to you, my friend. And if you are listening, you're listening, please keep listening, and please, if you could, click the share button there on your screen. David, how do they click the share? They're more on the screen. You have to not be watching full screen. You reduce it to a reduced size, and then there's a button that says share. Is that the way we do it?
That is the way we do it.
That's the way we do it. And then, once that's happened, it frees up the mind to consider what the trivia question, what the answer. I have to think about what the trivia question is, and you will now have a freed mind to consider what the answer may be. Flash Gordon, the movie, came out on this day in 1980. What band performed the theme song? We're looking for answers in the comments. I'll be charged into this wonderful song here from another songwriter, Lee's neighbor, really, just up the road. He's out Woodstock, New York. Tom Pacheco, although I think I say the name wrong. I need an education. Tom Pacheco. I became familiar with Tom when I was reviewed. An album of mine that I recorded in Belfast was reviewed in the Irish newspaper, and it said I had no business making music with Irish musicians, that I was more like Tom Pacheco than anybody who should be making music with a piper. I thought, well, I better figure out who Tom is. Father, creator of all I can see, watch over my sister the way you have watched over me. Grant her protection from every danger she meets. Though she may stumble, let her always land on her feet. She's been unlucky, she's been betrayed. This time please give her a good hand to play. Make every cloud that you cannot unrun be a shadow of a seagull in the sun. I haven't worried when she's out there alone, searching for something inside that is deeper than known. How long can somebody suffer so much for so long? Oh, she believes there's no reason at all to go on. Let her find purpose, let her find peace. From every prison, let her be released. Make every cloud that she can't outrun be a shadow of a single in the sun. She has taken far too many falls, worked so long and hard just to lose it all. Every crop she planted didn't yield. This time let her treasure fill her field. Guide her through valleys, clear a few trees from her path. Spare her the merciless winds and the cold winter's wrath. Guide her to some place of beauty where healing can start. Let the moon shine off the river and into her heart. Show her value with her own eyes. Give her the wings that'll help her to fly. Make every cloud that she cannot unrun be a shadow of a single. Let her find purpose, let her find peace. From every prison, let her be released. Make every cloud that she cannot unrun be a shadow of a single in the sun. We lost a candle here. Lighting the candle that burnt out there so early in the show. I had one stage. I thought it might happen. We forgot to introduce the drink of the week. I think these are Moscow Mules. Is that right, David?
No.
No, it's another Russian drink. I get the Russian drinks mixed up.
The drink of the week this week is a White Russian.
A White
Apparently
Russian.
has nothing to do with Russia, but I think the inclusion of vodka makes it a White Russian and incidentally a Moscow Mule.
So I wonder if there's a Red Russian drink.
Mmm.
I'm kind of doing a bit of a deep dive into Russian history, politics, art, and enjoyed the film and the book Dancer about Rudolf Nureyev, and I had no idea. I was ignorant about himself and his work, and I'm really excited getting turned on to that. You familiar with Rudolf Nureyev?
No, Robert, tell me more.
Well,
Is that what I'm supposed to say?
well, no, I don't know. It's casual here. We're amongst friends at the kitchen table. This ballet dancer. You hip
Oh,
to
yeah,
him?
okay. No.
He's incredible. He's incredible, an incredible artist, and I have ordered his autobiography through the Bellingham Public Library system. So looking forward to that. Now, if a kitchen table listener has a copy of the autobiography, I would gladly accept and return it. But until then, we'll say cheers, everybody. Drink of the week. And thanks to Kim for putting it together, and thanks to you for joining us at the kitchen table. Last week, I found out on the kitchen. Last week, I found out at the kitchen table, right here with all of you, that Stephen Sondheim had passed, gone to the other side, and that prompted me to sing a Sondheim song, and I hadn't sung it in a while, and so I want to give it another go. I hope you don't mind me indulging in the great work of Sondheim once again. and warming up the fingers to make that happen. Isn't it rich? Aren't we a pair? Me here at last on the ground, and you in midair. But where are the clowns? Isn't it bliss? Don't you agree? One who keeps tearing around and one who can't leave. But where are the clowns? They're all the clowns. Just when I stopped opening doors, finally finding the one that I wanted was yours, making my entrance again with my usual flair, sure of my lines, no one's there. You love a farce, my fault I fear. I thought that you'd want what I wanted, sorry my dear. But where are the clowns? Sending the clowns. Don't bother to hear. Isn't it rich? Isn't it queer? Losing my time in this late in my career. But where are the clowns? There ought to be clowns. Well, maybe next year. Thank you so much for sitting with me through that one. Such a pleasure to sing a truly great song, and it was fun to brush up on it a bit more this week and get some of the lyrics better. I was close last week, but the lyrics were more accurate this week. David Penderlofkin, tell me when you first became aware of Stephen Sondheim.
When I was a very young lad, we would drive a half an hour from Kittery Point, Maine, to where I would go to school every day with my dad. He and my brother and I would pack into his small truck, and he would play cassettes. One of those cassettes was like the greatest hits of Broadway or something like that, and there were a number of Sondheim tracks on that. I'm trying to remember. Send in the Clowns was definitely on it. I mean, there was certainly stuff from West Side Story, which Sondheim wrote the lyric to, but not the music to.
And in an interview I recently learned, he was sort of not thrilled with what the task at hand when he came to write those lyrics. We loved those lyrics, but there was a way he felt about them that he was not happy. He was not happy until the 70s when he had more control over doing his own thing. And those who know more about him can make more comments in the comments.
Not an enthusiastic co-writer.
Yeah. He had a lot of vision. He had a lot of decades and a lot of great songs. So, thank you, Stephen Sondheim. Where are we at? I think I know where we're at. It is it's a light builder when a capo was not had to give it. It's the third song check, and this is a chance to figure out what's going out there in comment land. David, are there any comments we should be aware of right now?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's the particularly cold weather that we're having here, but the folks that are chiming in and telling us where they're from, it seems like there's a wide variety of weather realities. No, actually, looking at the comments, I can tell you exactly what's making me feel that way. First comment up on the board here is from Michael Gregoni. That says, "Gregoni watching from the sunny south. Good to see you guys."
Nice. Michael Gregoni is also in the band. He's just not in the band often enough. We really miss you, Mike.
And the keen eye of Henry St. Clair, I believe it was, guessed that Mike was the dobro and steel player on so many of your early records.
Nicely done.
Let's see, who else is in the comments? Of course, we have the See Home Hill contingent. Terry and Jennifer watching. Terry back in action, back on See Home Hill.
Okay, good.
Jeremy Meehan is, of course, our associate producer on the show, watching from Sunapee, New Hampshire this week, a place that is near and dear to my heart.
And if you have not yet written in where you're viewing from, please do so now. It's fun to know just how far and wide this kitchen table stretches. It goes all over the place. There's always room for one more at the kitchen table, and we hope that one more is you. You are here, so we're happy with that.
We do have one more thing to address in the third song check-in this week, Robert. And
Yes.
It's a new segment called What's in the Post.
We're doing that now?
We're doing that now.
Wow. Okay. So we have received our very first piece of correspondence from a listener from their kitchen table to our kitchen table. I said to David, should we open it in advance so we know what we're getting into? He said, no, we're going to open it right here on the show. I thought we might do it later on when we're deeper into the situation, but no. Here we are. And it does come from our friend Judy in Guelph, Ontario. And I'm not going to read the address because a person should be allowed their privacy at some degree, although once you're on Facebook, you say goodbye to privacy. And privacy is perhaps an element of the 20th century, and it's over. David he's passing me a blade here. He's been doing some painting, some projects here. This is posted all the way from Canada, and they just had an election, right?
I bet they did.
The Canadian election. I think I heard it was going to happen, and somebody can maybe tell me more. Okay, we've got wrapping paper. We've got a card. I think that might be private, so I don't want to embarrass myself or anybody else.
Maybe we can share the beautiful...
Oh, I think I can read. I've glanced at it now, in case I didn't want to say anything provocative over there. Thank you so much for keeping all of us going through COVID-19. You give us something joyful to look forward to each Sunday. Please enjoy this very Canadian treat and have an authentic Caesar cocktail. Just add vodka. That's right. We are being encouraged. It says happy holidays from Curtis and Judy. And we once before had a Canadian Caesar, which of course the Canadians would just call
a Caesar.
Yeah, which always makes me wonder what the French call French kissing. Somebody told me once the French call it Irish kissing, but I've never, I don't know enough French people to see if that is
They didn't want to own it. They passed the buck on that one.
So we are very charmed by this holiday gift. Thank you very much to everybody who tunes in, and to Judy and Curtis for sending us the makings here for a proper Caesar. Just add vodka, which we can buy on this side of the borderline.
Okay, here we go. The Clamato Rimmer. We were missing this last time.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
yeah. We did. We do have the official Canadian. That's going to make a lot of Caesars, Robert.
That was not cheap for them to mail us that Clamato. But you have to. What I understand is you have to have the. What size is this here? You have to have the 1.89 liter size of Clamato, because Clamato's stored in other sizes like liters and gallons. Just isn't the same. There needs to be a certain amount. You can't have an 8-ounce serving of Clamato.
Clamato measured in metric only.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it has to have a certain weight to it here.
There's a variety of spices included here that... Okay, now we know.
It looks like it takes a while to make a Caesar. It's not a, not a shot.
We'll have to talk to Kimberly about setting up the drink of the week soon. We'll revisit the Caesar. And of course, if you're interested in what the drink of the week is, the best place to find that out is the Kitchen Table Irregulars Facebook group. There's a link somewhere in the stream that you're watching right now that'll point you in that direction, or you can just search it on Facebook. And I believe next week the drink is seasonally appropriate hot toddy.
Wonderful idea. Wonderful idea in this weather. It is one of my favorite things to drink when playing music. It's got it all right there. Cloves, some sugar, honey, if you like. There's a Beatles film going around, and I'm looking forward to seeing it deeply. I saw the trailer, and I was moved by the trailer. I cannot wait to see the Beatles film. But this time of year, I always like to play this song here, written by Loudon Wainwright III. John Lennon was shot on December 8th. This is a song that Loudon wrote about in 1980, I believe. I was 3 years old, but I kind of remember. Kind of like Mount St. Helens, I kind of remember. Limousine was waiting outside the studio. In stepped John Lennon and his wife Yoko. I know not John. Up on 44th Street, left on 8th Avenue. Up at the Dakota, a man waits for you, I know. Yes, John. His name is Chapman, comes from Honolulu. He really loves your music, John. He's got a Japanese wife too, I know. Poor Sean. Five bullets in his body, what the papers say. They say he's signed an autograph for him on that very day, I know. Not John. There was a vigil at the Roosevelt, the Dakota too. There was silence in Central Park. There was a riot in Liverpool. Chapman's in the jailhouse. What's he doing there? killed John Lennon. All you heroes, best beware, I know. Not John. Limousine was waiting outside the studio. Mother, you had me, I never had you. I needed you so bad, you didn't need me. So I just want to tell you goodbye, goodbye. Father, you left me, I didn't leave you. I wanted you so bad, you didn't want me. So I just gotta tell you goodbye, children don't do what I have done. I couldn't walk, so I tried to run. So I just gotta tell you goodbye, Mama, don't go. course, a song from John Lennon's first solo record, the Plastic Ono Band. I'm so looking forward to watching more of that footage. More, I've only seen the trailer. I'm completely moved by the trailer. Can any of us imagine our lives if there hadn't been the Beatles? I think it's kind of hard. I think it's very hard to imagine what culture would be, how our lives would have been or not have been shaped. It's foundational, it's institutional. The United States needs to wake up and disarm. There are now 4 dead teenagers in Michigan and 7 deeply injured, and the murderer's life is ruined as well. We need to wake up and disarm. All these school shootings have something in common. The shooter had access to a gun. I found them 3 days dead, 3 bodies in their own house, their own guns. Some minds don't work the way they should in their own house, their own guns. I wish I could forget that room. Some minds go black, not themselves till they come back. Used to see them on Saturdays in their own house, their own guns. Worked with him at the school in their own house, their own guns. A mom and dad, a 1-year-old kid in their own house, their own guns. Floors full of blood. Thought there might have been trouble, but I didn't pry. Some things happen and never know why. Found them 3 days dead, 3 bodies in their own house, their own guns. Lying in the heat in their own house, their own guns. I couldn't breathe and I couldn't blink in their own house, their own guns. My legs wouldn't touch my feet in their own house, their own guns. The floor just passed me by in their own house, their own guns. I wish I could have them back, but I can't even cry. Some minds go black, not themselves till they come back. Jake Joliff is our guest of this week's show, and he'll be coming on very soon. Very excited to hear what he's been up to. He released a record, I believe, but I know for sure he was out this fall touring with his band, and I'm looking forward to hearing about that, how that went for him touring in the COVID world. And I know they put on a lot of miles. I know they worked very hard. He said they get to the venue and they rehearse for hours, and then they play the show, and then they drive, and then they rehearse, and then they sleep, and then they drive to the next gas station. They rehearse at the gas stations, and then they get in the car and they're rehearsing in the car. The boys work very hard, and very excited to hear what they've been up to. Joking about rehearsing at the gas stations, although I wouldn't put it past them. Let's do this one here. When we're in the same room as Jacob, we do this one together. So I'll play it sort of to welcome him in. This is written by Hank Waddell, same fellow who wrote the song that we closed every show with. And if you're not a stranger to the kitchen table, then you've heard it before, because we've been playing it for years. But we haven't played it in a little while. Not afraid to get it wrong, not afraid to fail. Not afraid of freedom, not afraid of going to jail. Not afraid of slavery, and I'm not afraid of choice. Not afraid of making a decision to use my own voice. But I'm afraid of you. I'm afraid of you. I'm afraid it's true. I'm afraid of you. Too much noise, not afraid of silence. Not afraid of death, and I am not afraid of violence. Not afraid of dying, and I'm not afraid of rebirth. Not afraid of dreaming before what it is worth. I'm afraid of you. I'm afraid it's you. I'm afraid it's true. I'm afraid of you. Afraid of getting it right, I'm not afraid of getting it wrong. Not afraid of success, I'm not afraid to sing Hank's song. Not afraid of the darkness, and I'm not afraid of the light. But when I lie alone in my bed at night, I'm afraid of you. I'm afraid it's you. I'm afraid it's true. I'm feeling good here at the kitchen table. Thank you, David, for making music with me. Nothing feels better than sitting around the kitchen table making music with my friends. And the next best thing is making music around the kitchen table through the ones, the zeros, the cables, and the screams. And we are welcoming our friend Jacob Joliff all the way in from probably Brooklyn, New York. It seems like a lot of people are in Brooklyn because Brooklyn is a very, very big place. But I don't know. Jacob, are you in Brooklyn?
I am.
See? It's a big place. Welcome to the kitchen table. Welcome back. I think it's your second visit
Maybe just second. Yeah.
Second. Okay, it was about this time last year we had you on the show, and
Totally.
right now David could advise you better than me, but your head is cut off.
Oh, is it completely
Yeah,
cut
there we
off?
go. There we go. Yeah, I think people want to see you and not fear you. Uh, what corner of Brooklyn are you? You know, we had Tamar Korn. We're on a Brooklyn kick. Tamar was our guest, and she was from Carlsberg or Carrington or something very English sounding.
I don't know if I know where that is.
All right, she was
Kensington? Maybe Kensington.
Kensington, maybe Kensington.
That is-
It's off one corner of Prospect Park.
Yeah, I used to live in Kensington actually.
You probably lived in the same house.
Not that I know of, but
Okay,
it's not
okay,
impossible.
okay.
Yeah.
Kensington.
Yeah,
That sounds quite English, don't you think?
it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to Kensington to get on the horses, watch the
Yeah.
horses, you know. And
Yeah. You'd be more likely to be going there to eat Indian food in
Oh, that
in
sounds good.
Kensington,
I
Brooklyn.
love
Yeah.
Indian food. Very good.
I do too.
What's happening? Welcome to the kitchen table. You feeling all right?
Thanks. Great to see you. Great to hear you guys.
Good. And what's the story? You're in New York, and you were out on the road this fall. How many dates did you play out there?
Let's see. My group went back on the road in July, and then we played through October. We probably played around 40 dates, maybe a little more. Yeah.
And limited mixing and mingling before and after.
Yeah, I mean, we were as safe as we could,
Yeah.
be. We're, all vaxxed and stuff. I mean, most of the shows were vaccine required, though not all. But for the most part, it felt safe. A few times, a couple gigs where we were a little uncertain about it, but no one got sick. At least none of the band got sick.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's interesting how we involve the word feeling, because I mean viruses, no matter how we feel, they're coming, they're going. But we all, I mean, we feel things. If I were to be in a room with someone who's not wearing a mask, I would have feelings about that. And
Yeah.
the virus
Yeah.
doesn't care about my feelings.
No.
But so there's the psychology and there's the science and it's quite a time we're living in. I'm so happy you figured it out. You got out there and you played music for people, and then people were. My experience playing gigs this summer is people were ready for live music. Was that your experience
Yeah.
out there?
Yeah, it was so fun. I mean, and that's what we all hadn't played seriously in a year and a half, so it felt amazing. Attendance was great up until when Delta sort of started surging. That hurt attendance again, but up until then, right when everyone was getting vaccinated and
Yeah, right.
attendance was actually better, way better than it had been before
Yeah.
COVID. For a few months before Delta hit, and then kind of hurt it again. But yeah,
And the name of the band is the Jacob Joliff Band.
yeah, very catchy.
And were you playing festivals, and when you're playing club dates, were you billed with other instrumental string bands, or was it a hodgepodge? Tell us something about someone you met out there on the road. You played with that you enjoyed.
Let's see. Yeah, we did play a few, quite a few festivals. I think the highlight was actually this festival, Podunk Festival in Connecticut, and it's a pretty traditional bluegrass festival. And we were sort of headlining on Saturday night, and it was kind of just the perfect intersection of the band was super warmed up, having been on the road for about a month, and we had our one and only like headlining festival set, I would say, and although it was a really traditional, fairly traditional festival, they really went for it. They loved us, even with my buddy Stash, who plays guitar, is like pretty avant-garde in his approach.
Uh-huh.
And he went on stage wearing a full onesie that says Stash down the leg.
Yeah.
And his solos are pretty much from outer space, and they just ate it up.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
ate up the whole thing. So
Well,
that was my
hear
personal-
"Rolling in My Sweet Baby's Arm" played straight ahead so many times in one day.
Yeah,
And
for
my
sure.
experience at true bluegrass festivals is you can hear that multiple times in a day. And so
Yeah.
when Stash comes out in a onesie, people are thinking, well, he's probably not going to do "Rolling in My Sweet Baby's Arm" straight up.
No. I mean, when we go on, we do enough kind of straight ahead bluegrass to
Yeah.
we all love that, and it also kind of appeases the folks that prefer that stuff. But then we kind of pepper it in with some pretty crazy stuff, most of which I write, and we kind of we all go for it for sure every night, and regardless of the type of crowd, we stretch out quite a bit. So, yeah.
Well, I know people want to hear you play. I want to chat more with you, but we can do that another time.
Yeah.
So go ahead and give us a blast, and thank you so much for being at the kitchen table.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, Robert. You sound okay? Well, I heard them engines running on the road away from home. Sound like thunder calling out my name. Well, I listened for the first time that I heard them roll along. Listening, I've never been the same. Don't cry, cry, blue, 'cause I'm coming home to you. Well, I woke through this morning and I'll sleep with you tonight. Don't cry, cry, blue. Now a highway's just a two-lane road connecting either way. I've seen enough of this in for a while, but I've got to go the distance until I've seen it change. Got to know the feel of every mile. Don't cry, cry, blue, 'cause I'm coming home to you. Well, I woke through this morning and I'll sleep with you tonight. Don't cry, cry, blue. Now when my head is aching, filled with everywhere I've been, I'll turn my face around the other way. I'll meet you at the mailbox and I'll read you all my cards, tell you what I really meant to say. Don't cry, cry, blue, 'cause I'm coming home to you. Well, I woke through this morning and I'll sleep with you tonight. Don't cry, cry, blue. Don't cry, cry, blue, 'cause I'm coming home to you. Well, I woke through this morning and I'll sleep with you tonight. Don't cry, cry, blue, blue, blue. Don't cry, cry, blue, don't cry.
Sounding good, my friend. Sounding
Thank you.
good.
Appreciate it.
Yes. Now, is that one of your songs?
I wish. That's tuned by Jonathan Edwards. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
It's Canadian 70s folk singer.
I'm not sure if he's Canadian or not.
12-string
He's,
guitar player?
What's that again?
12-string guitar player?
I've never heard him play 12 string either, but I could be wrong.
I think I'm barking up the wrong tree. Maybe someone, probably Henry St. Clair, can clear up what it is I'm thinking of there. You said Jonathan Edwards?
Jonathan Edwards. I could also be wrong, but yeah, he did like "Sunshine Go Away Today." Don't feel much like dancing. That tune.
Okay,
don't know.
sounds good. Sort of 70s troubadour folk, but you
Yeah.
trying to do a bluegrass vibe?
Yeah, I mean
Okay.
it's somewhat bluegrassy on the original, but not completely. It's
Yeah.
when I grew up playing with my dad.
Okay. Yeah, cool
Yeah.
tune. I'm not familiar with it clearly, and a little bit lost on as to whether or not Jonathan Edwards is the 12-string guitar player from the album
You could
cover
be.
that I remember seeing. So I'm mixing that there.
Yeah. I could be wrong.
Very good, very good. Well, just go ahead and give us a couple tunes in a row without me jumping in. People have heard me talk all
right.
these hours, so give us two, and then we'll come back to you.
Sounds good. All right. Well, I am putting out a new record here a week from Friday, and you can order it currently on Bandcamp. Pre-order it, and it's an album of all jazz standards on the mandolin. Nothing original, all kind of the classic jazz repertoire, and it's with a great Northwest piano player, Randy Porter, and then Alwyn Robinson on drums, and Jeff Pickard on bass. This is not a tune from the record, but it is a jazz standard, so I'm doing my little plug here. But I'm just going to play a little bit of All the Things You Are, maybe one you recognize. the things you are. Some solo jazz mandolin. Give the people what they want, I always say. Let's see here. I'm going to sing another one. This is a Richard Thompson tune. And one of my favorite bluegrass bands in the world, the Del McCoury Band. They have a famous version of this tune. Said Red Molly to James, that's a fine motorbike. A girl could feel special on any such a night. Said James to Red Molly, my hat's off to you. It's a Vincent Black Lightning 1952. And I've seen you on the corners and cafes, it seems. Red hair and black leather, my favorite color scheme. Anti-porter on behind, and down to Knoxville they did ride. Said James to Red Molly, my hat's off to you for your right hand. But I'll tell you in earnest, I'm a dangerous man. I fought with the law since I was 17. I robbed many a man to get my Vincent machine. Now I'm 21 years, I might make 22, and I don't mind dying, but for the love of you. But if fate should break my stride, little bit of Vincent Black Lightning.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, buddy. Beautiful work. Beautiful work. I found you in D flat over there, actually.
D flat. Oh, I know what's going on.
Yes. So we have added a new segment of the show since you were on here last. David, as you may or may not know, ran a podcast for a few years called Little City Big Sound, where he did long-form interviews with local musicians. So we actually turned the hosting over to David here, and he's going to ask you proper Q&A, not just like you and I bantering about this, that, and the other thing. No, he's going to be asking you straight up, I don't know what it's going to be, but it's coming from David. Welcome to the show, my co-host, David Penderlofgren.
Thank you, Robert. And thank you, Jacob, for putting up with this.
No worries, my pleasure.
Okay, so I know that you graduated from the Berklee College of Music in Boston, Massachusetts.
Yep.
And like any good Berklee graduate, something that you apparently find a pleasure in doing is transcribing music. And that's not just like writing, figuring out what the melody of a song is. That's like you actually listen to someone's solo and figure it out note for note and then learn it on your instrument. Is that right?
Yeah, I've done plenty of that. Yeah.
I want to know what the latest transcription is, Jacob.
Well, let's see. Most recently, I guess I learned a couple Celtic tunes, which, granted, that's not a.
You're just playing to your audience now. Hold on.
No, that's actually the last thing I did. And I've been learning a bunch of the Bela Fleck tunes on his new record, and all that is, I guess transcribing tunes more than solos. But I'm trying to think the most recent jazz thing I've done. It's been a second, probably. I haven't done anything for a few months, but I did a Kurt Rosenwinkel solo.
Wow.
Who's a kind of amazing. I mean, probably the best kind of jazz or most revered jazz guitarist of his generation. One of my favorite musicians. I transcribed one of his solos like probably 4 months ago. So I've been more learning tunes recently than whole solos. But
obviously that skill set is going to come in handy when you're trying to learn the tunes from the album that Bela Fleck put out like 6 weeks ago or something. Because you're not going to find sheet music to that anywhere, right?
No, and even so, like, even if I have sheet music or like when I'm learning really anything, I do better if I just memorize it as I go along. I mean, I can learn it from sheet music, but I'm actually quicker if I just learn it by ear and don't look at the music.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes I actually transcribe without the mandolin too. Sometimes I just learn it like in my head and then I play it on the mandolin.
Wait, how?
Just, sometimes I have a pitch reference, but sometimes it's just like I figured out what key it's in and then I figure out the chords just by listening to it. I mean, it's on the one hand, it's more of an ear challenge. On the other hand, sometimes if I have the mandolin in my hands, I'm more likely to mess around and not be as focused.
Right.
So I've been working on like transcribing, like when I was learning those Celtic tunes that I was just mentioning. I learned those like just listening to it, and then I got the mandolin out and played them.
Wow. So you can do the Mozart thing where you just sit there and scribble furiously on a sheet of staff paper and then hand it off, and then someone plays it, and it's exactly as you had it in your head.
I don't think it can do Mozart anything.
Okay, well, you've been very patient here. The next question I have for you is about your writing.
Writing?
Yeah, not your musical writing, like your prose.
I don't write really any prose, do I?
Well, I would disagree unless you've got a ghostwriter for your website.
Oh.
So the jacobjoliff.com is I think it's brilliant writing. I was like reading through trying to find something to ask you questions about and realized this guy's actually really funny.
Oh, you're probably talking about the like teaching blurb.
Yeah, exactly. Right? I recommend that everyone go to jacobjoliff.com. That's 2 L's and 2 F's. And read through the teaching blurb. And I want to ask you what your process is when you're about to sit down and write the copy for your website. Is that like a 3 cups of coffee kind of a situation, or?
everything's a 3 cups of coffee situation. Minimum. I can't say that I really fancy myself a prose writer, but I do remember writing that like a couple of years ago, and it was like, and I kind of decided to just go like, I tend to either do completely cut and dry, like my bio is just completely cut and dry, and most of my Instagram posts are like completely cut and dry, but then once in a while one will be completely out of left field, like that teaching blurb. And sometimes I'll make Instagram posts that are more when I first got Instagram and was a little more excited about Instagram, but I would make like posts that were sort of similar in tone to that. But I can assume I probably had a lot of coffee. I don't know. I think it was either that or just write like, I teach lessons, message me here. And you're the second person in the last like 2 weeks to mention to me that they read that. And I kind of forgot it was up there still. So
I think it's the thing that so many musicians, like, we kind of fear having to sit down and like write the copy for the website, you know?
Totally.
But it's clever stuff. It's like it shows some real creativity.
Really? I have to go back and read what I wrote. I don't really remember.
It's not too incriminating, so I think it's going to be okay.
Okay. All right.
All right. I'm gonna pass it back over to Robert.
Yeah. Thanks, David. Nice to see you.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, that is cool, man. That is I went on a journey just imagining what your brain is doing when you're transcribing in your head and everything. So thanks for sharing all of that. We'd love to hear another piece from you, and then we'll move on for the sort of second half of the show where we're going back and forth. And
yeah.
Maybe you have something planned, but we sure would love to hear the transcription of the jazz guitar player that I've never heard of and get an education.
Yeah, let's hear the Rosenwinkel piece. Let's do it.
I do not have that under my fingers.
Okay, all right. Well, I wanted to ask.
I can send you mandolin tablature if you want to look that over.
Yeah, well, it's it would be the same to me as a painting. I could enjoy the colors and the shapes.
Yeah.
He'd be happy to send it over. You just have to join his Patreon. It's that simple.
We'll
I think I recently canceled my Patreon.
Okay, so viewers, don't go to the Patreon, but you can pre-order Jacob's new album from Bandcamp, and you'll be very happy when it arrives because you're seeing now just what a gem it is. So another blast from Jacob, and we'll be back after that.
All right. Let's see. I might actually pick one on the guitar. So I should have been getting ready already for this. I've been. I haven't really been playing guitar too much recently, but I was home a couple weeks ago for Thanksgiving, and my dad and I were watching some Norman Blake videos. There's a great hour-long Norman concert on YouTube from just like peak era Norman, and it got me wanting to play some Norman tunes. So I'm gonna try this one. Scoot back a little bit, try not to run over my mandolin. This is a really great, probably my favorite guitar instrumental. One by Norman called "Coming Down from Rising Fawn."
Sounding good.
Hey.
Well, here we are at the kitchen table. That is the end of the formal presentation. Now we're at the part of the show where it is when you're on the road and after the show you go crash at somebody's house and you sleep on a soggy couch. But before you sleep, you sit around the kitchen table and you have a few drinks of this, that, or perhaps the other thing. And there's a few more songs and stories and jokes come out. All to say, Jacob, nor I, nor David have any idea what we're going to be performing for the rest of this segment here. But we'll go back and forth a few times, and then it will be time to stump the band. And Judy will be calling in to stump the band. Judy, who brought us the Caesar, what we call a Canadian Caesar, what she calls the Caesar. And I was feeling badly here, as though I was talking trash on Rolling in My Sweet Baby's Arms, which I would not do for a few reasons. One, it's fun to play, and two, I love the message. I love the message of this song. So let's do a little sloppy Pacific Northwest style bluegrass. But I'm not talking like Oregon style or anything like that. I'm talking way up north by the Canadian border style bluegrass. Ain't gonna work on the railroad. Ain't gonna work on the farm. Lay around the shack till mail train comes back. Rolling in my sweet baby's arms. Rolling in my sweet baby's arms. Rolling in my sweet baby's arms. Lay around the shack till the mail train comes back. Rolling in my sweet baby's arms. Mama was a gingerbread maker. Sister could weave and could spin. Daddy had a passion for that old cotton mill. Watch that old cotton roll. Roll it in my sweet baby's arms. Roll it in my sweet baby's arms. Lay around the shack till that mail train comes back. Roll it in my sweet baby's arms. One thing you should never do is perform a bluegrass song right after Jacob Joliff has performed. And if you do, what you should really not do is take a guitar solo. Shack till that mail train comes back. Roll it in my sweet baby's arms. Roll it in my sweet baby's arms. Roll it in my sweet baby's arms. Lay around the shack till that mail train comes back. Roll it in my sweet baby's arms.
Yeah.
I love this song and I love the message. I'm not going to work on the railroad. I'm not going to work on the farm. I'm going to lay around the shack and roll in my sweet baby's arms. That's no finer message could ever. There's a verse. What's the other verse that I got? The mother was a gingerbread maker, but there must be a third verse in there. Do you know it?
I can't think what it is either.
Okay. You know, you got two verses in a bluegrass song, and then just let the banjo player take it from there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's some of them only have one verse.
Isn't that efficient? How many songs could I have if I, instead of having these long 5-6 minute songs, if I just went with one verse for those songs?
Just one verse.
One
Get on
verse.
to the next one.
Get on to the next one. Yeah, don't be screwing around, you know. Focus in. Well, I don't know. I'm a little embarrassed about doing that, but I was compelled to, and it happened there right in front of God and everyone here at the kitchen table. It's off to you now.
Off to me, okay.
We're not going to do another bluegrass song. No, one sloppy bluegrass number from the most northwest corner of the most northwest city, most northwest state is actually, we're legally bound to not do more than that. Otherwise, the producer of the show will cancel the whole engagement.
Well, I'm going to do one more on guitar, I think. Tune up a little bit here. Got the capo on 3. Capos, man. This setup's a little wacky on this, and I think the capo is having a particularly dramatic effect on the intonation. try this tune I learned from Doc Watson. Came down from the mansion on the mountain, kissed you and he handed you a line. I begged you not to go, I said, darling, don't forget me, in case you ever change your mind. Just in case you ever change your mind, and long to hold the love you left behind. I'll be waiting till the end of time, in case you ever change your mind. Just in case you ever change your mind. Yes, the grass grows greener on the mountain, and the berries grow redder on the vine. Come back to me, be like stepping down from heaven, in case you ever change your mind. Just in case you ever change your mind, and long to hold the love you left behind. I'll be waiting till the end of time, in case you ever change your mind. Just in case you ever change your mind. Are the stars any bigger on the mountain? Is the sun any brighter when it shines? Candle still glows in the valley in the window, in case you ever change your mind. Just in case you ever change your mind, and long to hold the love you left behind. I'll be waiting till the end of time, in case you ever change your mind. Just in case you ever change your mind.
Love it. Beautiful tune. Beautiful tune. I've not
You gotta
heard
hear
that.
the Doc version. The Doc version's incredible.
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't, because I don't recognize the tune. And shame on me for not knowing more of Doc's catalog.
Oh,
Cool tune. Yes, kind of. I'm just still feeling it, you know.
cool.
What's his festival? Have you played his? There's a Merle Fest. Geez, that's a big
Yeah.
festival. You've played
Yeah,
that
the-
over the years,
Memorial Fest for his late son, Merle.
right? And
North
you've played it.
Carolina. I've never been to it, actually.
You've never been.
Never been.
They don't know you. They need to read your bio.
They need to read my bio, or maybe
Yeah.
the teaching.
The teaching bio.
portion
Well,
of it.
you know, there's work and education, but you know, I've not been to it either. But you know, there's no shock there. You know, I'm a little out of tune myself. I'm gonna do this tune, Jake. I'm gonna do it because there's some chords in here that I don't know what they are, and I'm wondering if you can tell me what chords they are.
Okay.
I mean, we don't have to do that as part of the show, you
It's
know.
an on-the-fly transcription.
But the only reason I would need to know what chords they are so that I could tell somebody But if I'm playing with somebody who can just hear it, then I don't even need to know the names.
Right. Well, also like watching your hands is useless anyway because you tune down a half step, right, or up a half step.
I'm tuned down a half step with a capo on the 4th fret, so that's a
Nice.
math. Now we're in a math
you
problem
can't algebra.
situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's 36 degrees out. I'm gonna do one here, then we'll have Jacob do one, and then it will be time to stump the band. Oh, let's do a little bit. Let's get it in tune, nice and in tune here. And what's the rush, you know? That's a little bit better. Let me introduce you to my wife. You've probably seen her before. I was a boyfriend a couple years ago. Let me introduce you to her sister. In from out of town. You might recognize her. She used to hang around. Now we're older. We feel the same. Just older. Let me introduce you to my son. Call him Jay. Kid remembers everything. Careful what you say. He says he wants to be a dancer. You should see him ball the jack. Gotta keep both eyes on a kid like that. Now we're older. We feel the same. Just older. Let me introduce you to the fiddler. It's better when he's in the band. His kids are in college. Wife loves another man. I saw her last week raking leaves. She said, "Have you ever seen such a fall?" She said, "I'd like you to meet Todd." Yeah, give you a call. Now we're older. We feel the same. Just older. We feel the same. We're just older. We feel the same.
That's beautiful, Robert. Oh shoot, I think you're muted.
did that work?
Sorry? Oh, not sure what's going on here.
Yep.
Now you're on.
I'm on or Jacob's on?
Everyone's on.
All right. Okay. So we were in a situation there where nobody could hear anyone.
Sorry about that.
No problem. No problem. Jacob, are we still there?
Yeah.
Okay, we're
No,
good. Yeah. I'm so I was sort of half joking there when I wanted Jacob to figure out the name of the chord, but I could see on the screen he was figuring it out, and I thought, my God, we are not paying him enough to actually do that kind of work as well as perform. But I thought that would give me an opportunity to remind everybody, please send some money into the digital tip jar, and we will send some of that digital money over to Jacob wherever he may be in New York or on the road, whether he's in Kensington or Charlottetown or Bedford Stuyvesant or whether he's doing a bed sit in Bedford, we don't know. Wherever he is, it's digital money but to buy digital things for digital engagements. And did you come up with names of those chords?
Well, I just heard one chord that was the one I was guessing maybe you were after the name of.
Yeah.
Because that one sort of last chord in the pattern, it seemed to be a true A flat minor with a 9, though. You're capoed.
Nothing
weird.
Nothing weird about that.
Nothing weird about that.
Yeah, nothing weird about that. Glad to know that the chord I'm playing has a name.
Yeah.
True A flat minor with a 9.
It might be a F half diminished with an 11. I mean, it's the same chord.
Now there's something weird about that. I've always felt weird about the half diminishes because the way I was just brought up, if you're going to diminish all the way. Moving right along into one more song from Jacob, and then we do have Judy on the line to stump the band.
All right.
Diminished.
It's not as weird as it sounds.
I mean,
It's
I've
really
gotten
just
half diminished at a public house from time to time, but then I generally go all the way. Moving along.
Let's see. Readjust the camera for standing up. I'm going to play a couple Irish tunes here, which would be sure nice to have David on, though I know that over Zoom that will not be fun for anyone to hear. But I remember a year and a half ago at the Jamboree, David sat in with me and on a Celtic medley, and it was a blast. But we'll play these maybe later this month. A couple tunes I learned from a recording of Frankie Gavin, and then I might go into a Solas tune after that. Still yet to be hired for. Well, I guess I've had one Celtic gig in my life, but I'm really yet to be hired for any. But manifesting by learning some tunes.
love it. You know, you see mandolins around a bit in trad sessions and in Irish bands the odd time, but not that much, which is kind of curious because the bouzouki's all over the place, and they're such relative instruments.
Yeah.
Well, we can. Is there a trad band from Ireland, David? Do you know? Jacob, do you know with a mandolin player?
Well, Solas sometimes has. Sometimes Seamus plays a bit of mandolin, I think, but
Okay.
he mostly plays tenor banjo and guitar.
Well,
But
yeah, octave mandolin, sure. You know,
Yeah.
but mandolin minus the octave, you don't see as often. Well, a planksty, of course. There's mandolins all over planksty.
right.
Well, we'll have to pick up that conversation another time because I think we just lost all of our viewers there. Let's get into Stump the Band. That's what we like to do at this point in the show. We're having a good time here with our buddy Jacob Jolliff, all the way from Brooklyn, originally from Oregon, Salem, Oregon?
Newburgh.
Newburgh.
Yeah.
Not too far from Salem. They're
No.
No.
It's like 30 minutes.
Yeah. Yes. People originally went to Salem and then they found a different burg place to make a different burg. That was the new. Moving right along. Do we have Judy on the line?
Hello?
Is that Judy?
Yeah, this is Judy.
Judy, welcome to the kitchen table. You've never called in to stump us before.
No, I have not. Yay!
What's happening in Guelph?
Right now we have freezing rain,
Whoa,
Robert.
Whoa.
Yeah,
And
it's not that bad.
Okay.
You know,
Oh,
it's just
yeah.
a little tiny bit.
Okay, all right. Just kind of a little, the winter weather sort of kissing you on the cheek.
Just a little bit.
You know, we'll come in stronger later, it's saying to you. And thank you so
Yeah,
much
it's
for
been
sending
pretty
us
mild the last couple days, but
Oh, just the last couple days.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, and then today we have freezing rain.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where's it going to? Are we talking some snow accumulation?
Yeah, I think we're heading into some snow. Yeah.
Okay. All right. How do you feel about
That's
that?
okay though. We're ready. We are ready.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Well, I
All right.
really appreciate you being a long-time supporter of the kitchen table, and that means a lot to us. Glad to have
Oh,
you
for
call
sure.
in. And what would you like Jacob and I to play for you today?
Well, first of all, thank you guys right back, because for real, thank you guys. And I'm thinking, maybe can you play Joni Mitchell?
Joni Mitchell.
And if you don't have Joni Mitchell, maybe Janis Joplin.
Whoa.
What do we think?
Oh, well, you get one more choice. One more choice. You know how this works. You give us three.
Okay.
Then we do the best we can.
Okay, one more one would be Bobby Dylan.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if I can't do a song by one of those three people, I should retire this cap and burn all my vests and just hide away.
I have all
credentials
faith
of
in
folk
you.
music
You can do it.
whatsoever. I mean, and I should never allow again to be talking about the differences between a mandolin and an octave mandolin. If I can't do one of those two.
You got this.
I got
you
this,
guys
I
got
think.
this.
And I know Jacob is well versed in the world of music, and we'll see what we can do. Wish you all the best. Thanks again for the care package, and we'll keep on celebrating
Oh,
together
I hope
on
you
Sundays.
enjoy.
All right. Thank you,
I
Judy.
hope you enjoy. For sure. Thank you guys back. For sure.
Oh, I did brush up on some Joni Mitchell songs not too long ago, but nothing is coming to mind. Jacob, do you want to take a first stab, or should I take a first stab?
So it can be any. It has to be one from each, or just any.
No, just what a song by one of those artists, or as close as you can get.
Yeah. I don't think I know any Joni or Janis Joplin, so that's kind of pathetic. But I could do not as many Dylan tunes as I should, but I can do "You Ain't Going Nowhere."
Okay, give it to us.
Should I play it?
Jump right in there.
All right. That's so swift, the rain won't live. Gates closed, the railings froze. Get your mind Pack up your money, pick up your tent. You ain't going nowhere. Oh, we're riding high. Tomorrow's the day my bride's gonna come. Oh, oh, I'm gonna fly down in the easy chair. Buy me a flute and a gun that shoots, tailgates and substitutes. Strap yourself to a tree with roots. You ain't going nowhere. Genghis Khan he could not keep all his kings supplied with sleep. Climb that hill no matter how steep. When we get up to it. My bride's gonna come. Oh, oh, I'm gonna fly down in this chair. Oh, we ride me high. Tomorrow's the day my bride's gonna come. Oh, oh, I'm gonna fly down in this chair. Oh, oh, I'm gonna fly down in this chair.
Yes. I'm gonna brush up on some Joni and bring that back into the set because I was considering doing a really bad version and just offering that up to the moment. But I think I'll do something to stand a better chance of getting through. Just haven't decided which one it is. Yeah. Ain't it hard to stumble, land in some funny lagoon? Ain't it hard to stumble, land in some funny lagoon? When it's 9 below zero and 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Got my dark sunglasses, got for good luck my black suit. Got my dark sunglasses, got for good luck my black suit. Don't ask me nothing about nothing, I just might tell you the truth. Gonna hang no picture, ain't gonna hang no picture frame. Ain't gonna hang no picture, ain't gonna hang no picture frame. I look like Robert Ford, but I feel just like Jesse James. Some fun to go. Ain't it hard to stumble, landing some fun to go. When it's 9 below zero and 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And that brings us right up to the end of the show here at the kitchen table. Thank you very much, Jacob Joliff, for being with us. Oh, Jacob's muted, or I'm muted, or the world
Thank you.
is muted. Yeah, thank you so much for being with us. And once again, everybody, please go check out the Bandcamp. That's 2 L's and 2 F's. Jacob Joliff Bandcamp, and pre-order his new record. It will make you happy to hear it. I guarantee you that. And next week, we have the great guitar player Steve James on the show. Jacob, do you know Steve?
I don't think so.
He's
no.
Austin, although he's moved to Seattle, so our guest is actually going to be Northwest guest. He's
Cool.
a great resonator blues guitar, fingerstyle blues guitar player. There's even there's a Steve James national steel guitar.
Whoa.
So he's been around the block, and he's played the Jamboree, the Odd Time. So looking forward to him next week. And then we will be getting into the holiday season. And remind everybody, Christmas Eve, we will be broadcasting 5 to 7, our usual time here. And there will be no requests on Christmas Eve, all right? Let's get that out there right now. And we'll be playing a lot of the songs we usually play on Christmas Eve, and that's just the way it goes. It's a holiday show. You don't do something different every year, but we will guarantee you that we will do a recitation of A Child's Christmas in Wales. I got to brush up on it, though, because comes but once a year, and I have to remember all 30 minutes of it. Happy to do that, though. Looking forward to Christmas Eve, so thank you, everybody, for being at the kitchen table. Thanks to Jacob. And David, do we have any other announcements?
I don't think so.
Jacob, anything you want to tell the world?
No, that's pretty much it. I'm looking forward to hopefully making music with you guys in person sometime soon.
Yes, absolutely. We're really hoping that's going to work out. We'll talk a bit about that after the show is over.
Yeah.
And we close with this one here. Be safe out there, everybody. Stay warm and take care of your neighbors. All good things to make people all find the light in these dark times. Well, it's great to see you. Could have thought you were dead. Did you come back to life? Did you get out of your bed? It's great to see you. Or is that your ghost? We thought you were gone. Burnt toast, it's great to see you. Whisper nothing, sing softly on the ear. Try not to cut short the moment that's here. Shadow it might be, feeling's clear. I couldn't ask for anything more. It's all about the times we share. It's all about the times we share. So it's great to see you. You're gonna stay. You're here for the long night. Are you leaving at the break of day? It's great to see you. Yeah, it's true. It's great to see you. It's great to be near you. It's all about the times we share. It's all about the times